We make alliances based off political control of the land. When the enemy settles on the land, we operate in his system, but we still follow our own culture. They want to villainize our culture and call us gangs and gangbangers, right? So when they call us gangs and gangbangers, they don't tell you that the G is the seventh letter made and Ang was the avatar, and from the gangs comes the who is the brain banger, who flips the G to the 7 on the gang and makes himself the avatar called Ang, right? So if 7 is the avatar called Ang and the 7 is in the circle in the Moorish Lodge, and it's also in the circle off of 5% knock. A 5%, 5 and 7 is 12. But you got another 7 in Detroit called the Circle 7 off of Moorish knock is another 7. That's 12 and 7 is 19, and 19 is the sacred seal. So when you zigzagging across the land, you flipping the L's to 7s, right? So every L that we flip, we got a 7, and 3 7s is a master knock on a jackpot flip, right? Our goal was to knock the top 3 masters, the Scottish Rite, the York Rite, and the motherfucking Grand Lodge. The Grand Lodge being what they call the High Arc Rite, right? Which is the one that joins the Blue Lodge and the Red Lodge together on an arc of light. An arc of light is an angle of light. And the angle is curved. So it makes a curved doorway entrance at the top. And if the doorway is curved at the top, then the inside, the ceiling should be a dome. And if the ceiling is a dome, then that means that's designed for your head to wear it like a helmet. So now, this is what they call putting on the armor of God. There was a chief in Selma at the time they was marching. All of these major metropolises where we naturally congregate to, Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, Boston, Detroit, Los Angeles, Dallas, Houston, New Orleans especially. These were all at different times the capital on the land. It depended on the highest chief on the land at the time, and the capital was the metropolis city in his territory, the chieftain territory. So this is how Chief Pontiac had to topple Fort Detroit. Detroit means straight, and for a straight shot from Pontiac to Detroit is called Woodward. And Was Not Was a singing group that made a song called Woodward Streets, and Out Come the Freaks, right? And then he described the types of freaks, the cross-dressers and the baby rapers and the motherfucking bikers, all these different kind of motherfuckers they call freaks, right? But these are not regular freaks. These is what you call the sacred clowns, is telling the story of the land on the stretch of a highway. But Woodward not a highway, it's called a main drag. It's a busy street from Pontiac to Detroit. And this is the route that Chief Pontiac took when he went to conquer Fort Detroit, that's now called Belle Isle. And Belle Isle is a bell that rings. And they say that when he attacked from the front, the ghost wolf attacked from the rear. I ain't going to tell y'all what that is, but just look up the story of Chief Pontiac, figure out what a ghost wolf is, and you a bad motherfucker. And so Pontiac territory stretched from Pontiac, Michigan to Pontiac, Illinois. And the Michigan territory was called the Northwest Territory, and it encompassed the whole of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Missouri, I believe it was the Northwest Territory. And that territory, the high chief of that land was Chief Pontiac, right? Now, they paint him as a pale skin, but don't let that fool you. That just means he's a mirror. When you see Jesus painted as a white man, that's because Jesus is nice as a black lady. And they got to tell you by They can use all kind of motherfucking trickery, flip the mirrors and all that shit don't work on me. When you go to flip the mirror, I'm looking at the nigga that's flipping the mirror. Why is you flipping this mirror? Right? So who in the fuck is Serapis? Right? Who is this nigga? Who is, what's the other motherfucker name? Gay ass Julius Caesar. Who is he? Right? So these are the people they showing us as historical representations of biblical figures. Who is this nigga they paint the most like Angelo's uncle? He used his cousin for the image of Christ. Why is it? Who is these motherfuckers? Right? So when they show you the white Jesus, oh, okay, I understand that. This Jesus, when did this picture get painted? And how do they know that that's what he looked like if they wasn't painted in 2,000 years ago? How do they know what he looked like? Well, you can go back and you can get a picture of him from 2,000 years ago off of a Roman coin, and you're going to find that that nigga had nappy-ass hair. Right? But that ain't us. And he ain't the one. Right? That's when the switch took place. What switch you talking about, Rod? When they made matriarchy take a back seat to the patriarchs. The invasion of the rogue patriarchal system and these motherfucking more men, seahorse ass motherfuckers use women to teach women how to be jealous when the women didn't know how to be jealous of each other. How can two motherfuckers with a portal of life feel like one woman is less than she is and they both got the portal of life? That's some motherfucking egotistical ass, low vibrational shit there. So the whole story that comes out now is the males got uteruses on them motherfuckers and they can't stand our women. They call us insects because we rally around the queens like motherfucking insects in a beehive or anthill, right? They call us pests because they can't get close enough to the woman until they deceive one of the motherfucking watchers. Well, you ain't deceiving me, you man-ass bitch with a uterus. She can't conceive by human means. She need artificial insemination. But there's another way that they can get it through what they call being a lesbian butch dyke, right? So they got this shit that they call scissoring, right? This is where you get your term dyke from. Dykes is a pair of powerful motherfucking scissors that cut metal. While they still in this woman's egg with this slimy ass protrusion that come from her nether regions, she can't let her move until she secure the egg. So she can't get loose from the scissors, and they developed the name from that as a dyke. Right? That's what a dyke does. So that she can deceive a man into believing she can actually conceive. She done stole somebody's motherfucking egg, had a baby by this man, and she ain't even the real biological parent. But he don't know it because she carried the baby. Right? So now, just to give y'all some insight, you got to go back in the Sumerian doctrine. And it tell you something that they call birth maidens. The birth maidens can't conceive, but they can carry human offspring. They got what you call closed hips. All right. So now we know who and what are you is from lectures from Malachi York. Right. So now we're gonna go deeper to show. First, we're gonna show the human as a mammalian hybrid reptilian. All right. So pull up alligator spine versus human spine. See the rib cage?
Now
you see how small the hips is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the human species, when the woman have reptile hips, it's called closed hips. And they narrow like this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, when you get to the head, something remarkable happens in the change. But at the bottom of the spine, you see that beyond the spine, you got more vertebrae.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
In the human, everybody think it's a primate condition, but it's actually a reptile condition. It's called an elongated coccyx.
Uh-huh.
Right? So pull up the coccyx so they can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Huh?
You can use that when it don't matter. I just wanted to see what the elongated coccyx looked like. It looked like a tail. Right? So in the human, it's supposed to be what you call a vestige organ. It's supposed to have been bred out of the DNA. It's not supposed to, it's not a common trait in the human design, but it's a reptile trait.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, when we get to the head from the tail, we'll find that we have, if you put in reptilian brain.
Uh-huh. Hey, Rob, Bob here in the building, man. We going lit. All right. Which one you want? This
Click on the second one and see what that's saying.
R complex. All right. Let me blow it up.
Yeah, that's the one.
Let me blow it up.
Now, we're going to notice our brain is in 3 layers. The first one is called your reptilian brain.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Your limbic brain or your midbrain is actually called your old mammal brain. We're going to pull that up next.
All right.
And then your neocortex is called the new mammal brain. So pull up old versus new mammal brain.
All right, let me see. Can I get a
try the first one?
Okay, the first one. It ain't gonna let me say that one. Man.
No, that don't say mammal brain.
It says it's got like a different. Hold up. Let's pull this up. Let's do this one. New brain, primitive brain.
That's how they labeling them now. New brain and primitive brain.
Hold on, let me do it. Hold on. This right here might be a good one. This right here might be a good one right here. Yeah, I think this one might be a good one. Where is it at? Where is it at? Right here. This right here might be a good one. Let me blow it up. Is that a good one?
They're showing different types of brains.
Okay, hold on.
But look.
Let's see. Let's see. What about?
All right, we're gonna do it this way. Ask
this one.
Ask the question to go to the main Google page. We're gonna have to read it.
Okay, yeah. Let me go back.
So ask, what is the old mammal brain in humans is the question.
Got it right here. Let's give it a second. Rob out to everybody in the building, man. We live, we lit. Okay. Birds and mammals have brains that are up to 10 times larger relative to the body size. Then those are reptiles and other animals. Why some researchers have proposed that the early nocturnal mammals evolved larger brains to boost their hearing because sight with less importance at night. Okay. In fact, if we put the brain or different mammals next to each other, the similarities are easy to spot, even though the brain varies a lot in their size and in their fold, they all have the same parts. All these brains have cerebral cortex and cerebellums and a brain stem. Okay, try to find a good picture to go with it, but
they still
so you can
not
see the
telling you
difference.
what an old mammal brain is.
All right, hold on. Let
Old
me
mammal
like
brain in
this.
humans.
What is a old mammal brain in humans? See if we can get some off of it. Really, I have to put my damn good glasses on. Hold up. See.
So while he doing that, so what we showing y'all is the brain is part reptilian, part mammalian. It's got two parts of it, old mammal and new mammal brain that overlays the reptilian brain.
Yeah, it says right here, the mammalian brain is known as the intermediate or old mammal brain. The mammalian brain anatomy consists of the hippocampus and the hippocampus and the can't see that. It's responsible.
Medulla.
It's responsible for the subconscious emotions such as fear, joy, fighting, and sexual behavior. Hold on, let me get this one. The reptilian brain at the core is responsible for the arousal, the reproduction, mammalian, old mammal brain surrounding and is involved with learning, memory, and emotions.
So you seeing what these parts of the reptile brain do, what the old mammal brain do. Now you have the new mammal brain, like just put in what it take out old and put in new.
Okay, all right. Boom.
All right, go back to the beginning so we can read what it say.
All right. The Olympics brain emerges into the first mammal. It can record memory or behavior that produce agreeable and disagreeable experiences. So it is responsible for what are called emotions in humans. The main structure of the limbic brains are the hippocampus and the I can't pronounce that word. It's allegorda and the hypothalamus.
Hypothalamus.
Yeah, hypothalamus. That's what it said.
Mm-hmm. So now you got three parts to your brain. They showing you what your reptile brain do, what it's responsible for, what your old mammal brain do, what it's responsible for, and what your new mammal brain do, and what it's responsible for. Right? Now, so this goes back to when Malachi say we are part human, part reptilian. We're a reptile human hybrid. But let's get a little deeper. This was where we wanted to go today. Right? So now we looking at the physiology of the central spinal system. And now we looked at the brain, but we want to go deeper because what the human is at its cellular level is even more interesting than what they is at the physiological levels here. right?